So Benoit Paire and Stefanos Tsitsipas, they're facing off in the second round of the Madrid Open. Now Paire, he, as I predicted, he beat Basilashvili, but he beat him in straight sets, 6-4, 7-5. And it was a good win for Paire because he's been struggling as of late. He hasn't been able to string together many wins. He he's lost early at a lot of the events he's played at. He actually only won one match prior to this win that he just got now. So it was a good win for Paire because he's been struggling a lot as of lately. Maybe because of the COVID protocols and stuff, but he's been struggling. So it was a really good win for him, and now he gets to play Tsitsipas. And the question is, can he bring the same level against Tsitsipas? Because he does love the big stage, so it's going to be interesting to see whether he can maybe bring the same level against Tsitsipas, because he does love playing on the big stage. So we just have to wait and see. Now Tsitsipas hasn't played yet. He's not played in Madrid yet. He was one of the top 8 seeds, so the top 8 seeds always get a bye in the first round. But he has had some great results this year. He won Monte Carlo. In Barcelona, he reached the final. In Miami, he reached the quarterfinals. In Acapulco, he reached the final. In Rotterdam, reached the semis, and he reached the quarterfinals the of Marseilles. In this year, he hasn't lost before a quarterfinal at all. So that's a really encouraging sign for him because it's looking like he's really getting more consistent and becoming uh, he's becoming more consistent now. So that's a really encouraging sign because he hasn't lost. Guys, everybody watching this video, take note of that. He hasn't lost a match before a quarterfinal at all. So that's a good sign from Tsitsipas. Now you get to play Benoit Paire in the first round, which ordinarily should be an easy opener, but Paire sometimes can make it tricky. But now they're head to head. They've met 3 times, and Tsitsipas leads the head to head 2-1. Their most recent meeting was in Acapulco, and Tsitsipas won that one 6-3, 6-1. He hasn't dropped a set against Paire before. He has. He lost in France, but the times he's beaten him, he hasn't dropped a set. So my prediction here, I think it's going to be a straight sets victory for Tsitsipas. He's looking really consistent this year. He's looking like he's having his breakout year this year. He's looking consistent, looking good. And I don't think that will change because the 2 times he's beaten Paire, he hasn't dropped a set, and I expect that same trend to continue. So I'm going to pick Tsitsipas to win this match in straight set because he's looking too good, and I don't think that he's going to lose here because he's playing pretty well. He's looking consistent. So my prediction here is Stefanos Tsitsipas in 3 sets. Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets is my prediction for this match. So Roberto Bautista Agut and John Isner, they're facing off in the second round of the Madrid Open. Now Bautista Agut had to come through a blockbuster match against Chicken. Really, he should have won that match in straight sets because he had won the first set. The second set, he kind of threw away a couple match points that he had. He lost in the tiebreak, so he arguably should have won that in a straight sets win because it was so close. But he managed to still regroup, which was good, and win the third set 7-5. And another thing that stood out was that he also, led in the third set 5-3 and was serving for it and had to match points. So he would have been lucky to close it out because he should have won that one pretty easily. But now he has to play Isner, and he'll be happy because he's been beating Isner. Isner's clay isn't the best surface for Isner, so he'll be confident of notching a win against him again. Now, Isner had to come to his first round match against Kecmanovic, and he played really well, 6-4, 7-6. He beat him in straight sets. And that was a very good win for him because he isn't known for his clay court prowess. He's known more for being good on hard court. So It was a really good win for Isner because he's shown that he can still play on the clay, even if he's not a clay court specialist. He can still do well on the clay. Another thing that stood out to me about his performance is that he hit 28 aces and also won 84% of points on his first serve. So that's what stood out to me, is that he really was playing really well in that match. And he's gonna need it against RBA. Now, Bautista Agut and Isner, they've met before, and their head-to-head record right now is 3-2 in favor of Isner. They've never met on clay, though. All their meetings have been on hard court. And their most recent meeting was in Miami this year, which I also did the prediction video for. And that was RBA's to win. He saved the match point in that third set, but he won it 6-3, 4-6, 7-6, 9-7 in the tiebreak. To my prediction, I think it's going to be about Bautista Agut a victory, because I think that Isner isn't as good on clay, even though he beat Kecmanovic. He's not so good on the clay, and I think that Bautista Agut, while he may not be so good either, he's better because his style can also adjust to the clay. So I'm going to pick Bautista Agut to win this in a 3-set match. So Ruud and Nishioka, they're facing off in the second round of the Madrid Open. Now Ruud, he beat FAA in the first round. Auger-Aliassime beat him in straight at 6-1, 6-4. And it was a great win for Ruud because Auger-Aliassime is a great up-and-coming player, and while he may not be as good on clay, he still sometimes can be good on the surface. So it was a great win for Ruud, especially because I was thinking maybe that loss to Vasilashvili earlier would have hampered his confidence. But Ruud was still able to take it, which was a good win. Now he gets to play Nishioka, and he'll be happy with his draw because Nishioka is a lucky loser, so not too crazy. Now, Nishioka came through a tough, well, it wasn't really tough, but he came through a match with Krajinovic, and he managed to beat him in straight sets 6-2, 6-4. He had to come through the qualifiers, and it's a little bit surprising that he won that match because he came through he fell at the last hurdle of qualifying, and not only did he fall, he also retired from that match. So it's a little bit kind of shocking that he managed to win, because you would think that maybe he'd be injured because he had to retire. You would think maybe he'd be injured, maybe he would not be able to be fully fit. But still, he managed to win, so it looks like maybe he's fully fit again. I'm not sure yet, but maybe he is. And now he gets to play Casper Ruud in the second round. Now, let's go through their head-to-head. So I don't think they've ever met before, so it's 0-0 their head-to-head record. Now my prediction here, I think it's going to be Ruud is going to win this in straight set. I think that Nishioka played well to come through Krajinovic, but he's not as good on the clay courts, and Ruud is way better on the clay courts. So I'm going to pick Ruud to win it in straight sets because I think he's just the better player on the clay, and he's playing better. So Ruud in straight sets is my prediction.